What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, fresh and back from Evo. I can't even speak. Literally, my voice is dying. It was an amazing experience. I lost my voice during casting, and I lost it even more during the finals because I casted the first half of the second day, and for the second half, I just watched the finals and we're just yelling at the crowd. So it was an amazing time. But anyways, we're back to the grind. So back home, and episode 99 of Dragon Ball Super just aired, and it was just beautiful. I'm so excited about this fight more and more as we're going into basically the depth of what's only been 5 minutes so far. Yes, at the end of the episode, they revealed there's 43 minutes left, and as you guys know, 48 is the total amount of time that's going to take place for this tournament to complete. So here's two things that happens. Two main important things with a third one, which is the preview. The first one, we have the encounter of 18 and Krillin versus, I believe it was Universe 4. And the second one was an interesting encounter between Universe 6 and Vegeta. So which one do we talk about first? Let's talk about Vegeta first. Okay, so if you guys remember, when it came down to Universe 6 and Universe 7 back in the Champa arc, Universe 7 was supposed to lose. The reason why is they had the strength. They had power, strength, everything. But what they didn't have is the defense to fight against unique warriors. So for example, Botamo. Botamo didn't take damage. We saw that when Goku was attacking him. What he had to do was to win, was to literally just push him over and throw him out the ring. That's it. That's what you had to do. Botamo in this episode stopped the throw from Vegeta. So again, Vegeta couldn't do any damage to him, so he's basically the same gimmick as last time. But when he tried to actually, you know, throw him, he couldn't do it, so he stopped him. So what Vegeta's counter was to basically tie his arms together and then basically pick him up and throw him out. That's where Magetta jumps in. Now if you guys remember, the fight between Magetta and Vegeta was technically very, very cheap because they sealed him inside the stupid like glass thing, and they were going to basically try to use heat to weaken Vegeta so he could defeat Vegeta in that fight. What ended up happening is obviously they crushed it, and he ended up throwing him out, and he won. On top of that, they revealed the weakness of him basically being a very sensitive metal man. Now he doesn't have the weakness anymore, so it looks like Universe 6 happened to power through their weaknesses, and they're becoming a lot more powerful. Now are a even bigger threat than last time. So actually we got Botamo and Magetta teaming up, and they actually like pseudo Ninja Turtles, the Power Rangers. Pseudo Power Ranger transform, but basically literally Botamo jumped on top of Magetta and held his ears closed so he can't hear insults, and in the process of them basically being this like invincible tank, they're taking on Vegeta. So it's funny to see that they overcame their weaknesses and they're a huge problem, but that's not what's important. They'll figure out how to beat Botamo and Magetta. I mean, all Vegeta has to do at some point is just figure out how to pick him up and toss him out. He'll be okay with that. I'm sure he has the power. What makes this encounter so unique and dangerous is you have to think of what did Frost do and what did Hit do as far as, you know, becoming stronger. I mean, Kabe, I feel like Kabe has some surprises up his sleeves. We see he's going to actually have an encounter with Vegeta, I believe, in the next episode for how the next episode preview looked. But the most important one is Hit. Now, we saw Hit actually develop briefly in episode, I believe, 70-71 when he killed Goku. And the same counter, Goku actually figured out his weakness, how to break through the time skip and actually defeat Hit as well. So, I feel like that's setting us up for where we are right now, but the question is did Hit get more powerful than that? I feel like we're not going to get to the point where Hit has the same weaknesses as last time, so he's going to be dangerous. Now, the big thing that a lot of people are asking is whether or not his time skip was actually going to work in this void, and the answer is yes. If you guys notice, the second Vegeta was approaching Botamo, Hit disappeared. He basically busted out. I mean, granted, you could argue he probably just snap vanished and instant transmission or snap vanished somewhere across the tournament. But what I think actually what that was he went into his little space that he creates, and he's probably heading on to his next target, which I assume is going to be, I want to say Goku. I really want to say Goku, but the thing is the way the next episode preview tied together, it seemed that Jiren was going to be his target. But then again, for all we know, that's Toei clickbaiting us, because they like to set it up where you think it's going to be so and so and so and so fighting, but then when you get to the actual episode, that's not the case at all. I am going to go ahead and just follow my gut and say it's not going to be Hit versus Jiren, in which if you think it is, let me know in the comment section below. Because what I think is going to happen is we saw Kale transform, which again we'll talk about the next episode preview at the end of the video. We saw Kale transform, and then you see Hit, and then you see Jiren. What I think actually what that was is Hit was probably, the part where they show Hit was more about him going to his actual target, which I assume would be someone maybe like Goku trying to get his rematch in, since we saw the whole Universe 6 versus Universe 7 thing. And then we saw the Jiren thing. I think it's going to be Jiren versus Kale type of thing. Again, we'll talk about that later. But that's kind of how I perceived it and read it. But going back to the fight, Universe 6 improved. That's going to be a big problem for everybody. Because again, Universe 7 was supposed to lose that fight. They had the power, they had everything, the strength, the amazing team. But the fact that Universe 6 was so unique with the abilities, they shouldn't have lost. And technically, they technically did win. They just threw the fight. I mean, Monaka literally beat Hit through the fight. Technically 6-1. So yeah, it's cool to see. Also, you have to think about the fact that Goku jumped off the ring in the first place, but it was all over the place. But it's just cool to see that development. Like, they become so much more powerful and more of a threat. And yeah. But yeah, going back to the other major part of the episode, we have freaking Krillin teaming up with 18, and that was actually beautiful. Now, I expected 17 and 18 team up first because they had a quick exchange where it's like, oh yeah, we have infinite energy, we should use that to our advantage. We never get tired. Which makes you wonder, does 18 sleep? Maybe she sleeps for fun. But if you have infinite energy, you can do a lot. Let me ask you a question. If you had infinite energy to do anything you want in the world, and by infinite energy, I mean you just never get tired. Like right now, it is 1 in the morning, and I'm doing this video. I'm using my infinite energy to keep pumping out content. If you yourself had infinite energy, which some of you guys might actually have, what would you accomplish first? Let me know in the comment section below. It's kind of a unique question. But yeah, going back to the 18 and 17 interaction, I thought we were going to see 18 and 17 doing some teamwork there. But instead, it was the complete opposite. We got freaking Krillin in 18. So it looks like, I think his name was Shosa, who faked his death. Big shout out to Yamcha. He did the fake death from Dragon Ball Z Universe. I'm going to just refer to it as that. And they all thought he was dead. Even Whis was full like, oh dear, like he stopped breathing. But that was actually to get her guard down so he could kick her out and blast her. And she almost got knocked out up until freaking Krillin jumped in, grabbed her, and then blasted his way back into the arena, which is really, really smart. Now it makes you wonder, if he wasn't close to her, that would have been it. That would have been a wrap. And I feel like with how powerful 18 is with her infinite ki, she's going to be a huge advantage for her team. So losing her early would have been a huge problem. Now, what happened is we got some amazing teamwork. And I saw someone on Twitter saying that this should be an LR card, 18 and Krillin. And I agree. Maybe not a summonable one, like a free one probably or something. That would be really cool to see 18 and 17 together, or not 18, 17, 18 and Krillin together. But the teamwork that they did was amazing to knock out Shosa, and they actually succeeded. Now, it's funny, because in the episode previews from a couple weeks ago, it said Krillin was going to get disqualified. And we all assumed this meant that he's going to throw his Kienzan, or Destructive Disc, and actually accidentally kill somebody, which didn't happen. So we all called that wrong, unless you didn't call that at all, in which case, you were right. I was wrong. So it's cool to see that that actually didn't happen. But what ended up happening instead is when they knock out Shosa, the guy from Universe, the blind guy, which was really, really cool, by the way. I thought he was going to get disqualified for throwing his shoe, because you can take it count as a weapon. But, well, actually, wait, it's not Shosa. Shosa was the first guy that was a fake death. But the second guy jumped in, and he was the one who had, he was blind, and he relied on smell. And it's funny because Krillin gives 18 his glass. I completely almost forgot about this. He gives her Master Roshi's sunglasses, which she grabbed from really, really fast apparently, and he did a solar flare, and they're going to have like a combo attack that ended up failing just because he's already blind. So again, we all speculated whether or not Jiren was going to be a blind warrior and have like these crazy heightened senses, but instead we get this, which is really, really cool. Now again, solar flare did nothing. He was blind. He just jumped in. He followed the smell and was able to you know, land a hit on Krillin. So the way he combated her, this reminded me actually of the of Dragon Ball days when he like did the fart. To combat with the blind guy, what he did is he grabbed his shoe and kicked it, and the smell was so bad that it like distracted his senses like crazy. Because again, if you're blind and your senses are picked up somewhere else, like, you know, in your hearing or smell, for example, it's probably very, very overwhelming. So he used that for his advantage and blasted a Kamehameha and knocked him off the tournament. So that's really cool. But in the process of that happening, Frost does what he does best, and he pulled out a scumbag tactic and knocked Krillin out. So he didn't get disqualified, he lost fair and square, which is interesting. Now again, going back to what I was saying earlier, it's interesting to see how Universe 6 evolved. And again, Frost can't use his weapons. It's been already like confirmed that that will be illegal. But with him not being able to use that, he's become more of a scumbag. So I think like that's kind of how he developed more as opposed to how he was in the Shampoo arc. So it's, I mean, I liked it, it was cool. I'm still hurt for Frost from the Shampoo arc because like I thought he was a good guy and he's not. But it was really cool to see him actually pull out that scumbag tactic and, you know, knock out Krillin. That sucks that Krillin lost, but he went on the warrior. You know, he saved his wife. He got 2 knockouts with his wife. You know, they knocked out the fake guy, the fake death guy, Shosa, I believe his name was, and then the other guy, which I forgot the other guy's name, the one with the blind guy. So they put some work in, but ultimately you got to keep your guard up all the time because remember, this is a battle royale. It doesn't matter how many people you have on your side, on your team. If you end up looking away, you're gonna get knocked out. Which, by the way, it was really cool going back earlier to when Krillin got blasted and Gohan pops in there real fast and stop blast and send it back at the dude with the bird guy. That was cool. And I want to see more of that in here. But yeah, you got to keep your guard up at all times. Otherwise, it's going to be GG. So next episode preview. Very interesting. We got a pretty much a Saiyan clash. They showed a scene of freaking Kabe and Vegeta, which I wonder if we're going to get that rematch there. Because, man, Kabe's all like, notice me, senpai. And Vegeta's all like, leave me alone. But this is a tournament era. And if Vegeta wants to knock him out, he will. So the question is did Kabe learn anything else to match his Universe 6 buddies? I mean, I assume he got stronger. I mean, he's out here teaching everybody how to go, you know, Super Saiyan in Universe 6. Well, not everybody, but, you know, Kale and Caulifla at least. So I wonder if we'll see like a Super Saiyan Grade 3 type of thing with Kabe, or even maybe something beyond that. Super Saiyan 3. But Super Saiyan Grade 3 is when you're like super buff, not Super Saiyan 3. Grade 3 is like the super buff one that we saw with Trunks when he buffed up against Cell. So that one. But yeah, we also see Kale and Goku interacting. Not Kale, Caulifla and Goku interacting. So they're going to have a match finally. And the big one was, again, we see Kale actually transform. She's getting beat up. She transforms and rampages against everybody, which I feel like is going to be a huge knockout for everybody around her. And the question is how will she calm down? Again, going back to what I saw, they had a quick snapshot of Jiren and Hit. And what I feel like that was going to be is Hit's probably going to go after somebody else, but the snapshot itself is kind of like clickbait for us. And instead, it's going to be Jiren that's probably going to knock out Kale in the end there. So a lot of stuff is going to happen next week, and I'm excited about this. And again, only 5 minutes have passed so far. We got 3 episodes in the tournament and 5 minutes total. This is insane. So with that said, let me know your thoughts on episode 99. Any speculations you have for next week, anything that you think is going to happen in the future, feel free to discuss down below, and we'll take it from here. Hope you guys enjoyed us today. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.